In today's class, we are going to discuss about the continuation part of the Brahma Samaj and the religious movements of Bengal. So, in previous class, we have discussed about the Rajaram Mohan Rai, when he have burned, where he have burned. He have burned in Bengal, and in the year of 1772. He also know the languages of Sanskrit, Persian, English languages, and Arabic, Latin, Greek also. So he have studied all the religious philosophies like Hinduism, Islam, Christianity, Sufism. After studying all the religious books, what he have convinced, there is only one God. So what he have decided, he should accept the religious like only one God. So what in 1828, what he have done, he have founded the Brahma Samaj, and he assembled that believed in only one religion, universal religion, and he have believed the principle of one supreme God, only one God. So after that, in the year of 1833, he have the Rajaram Mohan Roy was died. After him, the movement was started by the Devendranath Tagore and the Keshav Chandra. So after his death, they have started the movement, and they have started spreading their ideas all over the India by giving the speeches and the lecturers. So up to this topic we have discussed. So today we are discussing the continuation part of this. So the Keshav Sen's his tour of Maharashtra led to the foundation of the Prarthana Samaj in Bombay in 1867. So these two persons are there, no? The Devendranath Tagore and the Keshav Chandra. So from that, the Keshav Sen's, what he have done in Maharashtra, he started a foundation of Pradhana Samaj in Bombay in the year of 1867. So it was started by whom? It was started by the R.G. Bhandarkar. He is a very famous scholar, and N.G. Ranade. He is also a great scholar with the similar ideas to the Brahma Samaj. So this son is nothing but the Keshav. What he have done, he also had a major influence upon the Kandukurti Vireshwalingam in Andhra Pradesh. He have started a reform movement in the South India. So these Kandukuri Vireshwalingam, he have founded a Brahma Samaj. After that, he have concentrated all his efforts, and he have started fighting on, energize on issues like widow remarriage and abolition of the child marriage. So on these aspects, he have started fighting. So the Vireshwalingam has founded the Brahma Samaj. So he have kept a lot of efforts to stop the widow remarriages and abolishing of the child marriages. Abolishing is nothing but removing. So he want to remove the system of the child marriages, and he was a strong advocate of women's education, which was forbidden in those days. So this Kandukuri Vireshwalingam, he was a strong advocate also, lawyer also. Lawyer of what? Lawyers of the women's education, that women should also need the education. So he was forbidden in at that time, those days. However, if we see, differences arose among the members of the Brahma Samaj, and they broke into the smaller organizations after quarreling with each other. So what happened? Once at that time the foundation has started, but when the differences have came between the members, what they have done? They have broken the foundation into pieces. So it have formed as a different small organizations. So they have fighted with each other. That's why they broke it into the small organization after fighting with each other. The Keshav Sen, he is eventually became a disciple of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, who preached ardent devotion to the goddess of Kali. So this Keshav Sen, he have eventually what he have became discipline about him, and the Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, he was rendered the devotion to the goddess of whom? Goddess of Kali. Coming to the Swami Vivekananda, he was also a very discipline of Ramakrishna, and he set up the Ramakrishna mission with two objectives. So Swami Vivekananda was also a very disciplined about the Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. So what he have done, he have set up the Ramakrishna mission with a two main objective, with the two main goals. What is that? To revive a reformed Hindu religion and to engage in social work and social service for national reconstruction. So what are the two main objectives here? First one is he want to reform our Hindu religion, and second is he want to stay busy in social work only and to providing the social services for the national reconstruction. So these Swami Vivekananda, he have believed that our Hindu religion here was superior to all others. The Swami Vivekananda believed that Hindu religion was it is superior to all the others. He also emphasized on the teachings of the Upanishads, which were being translated and printed in large number. So the Swami Vivekananda, what he have done, he also emphasized, he also started teachings on the Upanishads, and it has translated and it has printed in many large numbers. At the same time, he also wanted the Hindu religion to get rid of what? Ritualism and superstitions, etc. And he want to adopt some of the positive qualities of European cultures. So the Swami Vivekananda, he wanted the Hindu religion to get rid of the such things like the ritualism and superstitions, and he want to learn some of the positive qualities of whom? Positive qualities of the European people, European cultures, like freedom and giving respect for the women and work ethics and new technologies, etc. All these things he want to learn from the European culture, and he wanted to set up the hospitals and schools and also orphanages, and also work to bring relief in times of floods and famines. So what is the goal of here? A goal of the Swami Vivekananda here? He want to set up the hospitals and schools and orphanages, and he want to bring the work as a relief in times of the floods and the famines. And what he have done, he have injected the modernization into our minds through religion. So he have injected is nothing but he have completely, he have keepen in our minds with his speeches by modernization in through the regarding through the religion. Arya Samaj in Punjab. So the Swami Dayananda Saraswati, his birth year is 1824 and 1883 is his death year. So 1824 to 1883. So it was its period. So Swami Dayananda Saraswati, he was a social reformer, and he have rejected the orthodox ritualistic Hinduism, and he became a wandering sannyasi. We all know sannyasi, right? In Himalayas they'll stay. So Swami Dayananda Saraswati, he have rejected the orthodox of Hinduism and he have become the sannyasi. He studied the Vedas and he was convinced that they contained the true religion, and he rejected all later additions to Hindu religion like many gods and goddesses and idol and temple worship and Brahmanic priesthood and caste system. So this Swami Dayananda Saraswati, he have studied many different Vedas. After that, he have believed himself or convinced himself that these contain the true religions, and he have rejected what the Hindu religions, like many gods are there, goddesses are there, idol temples are there in the villages. The temples are worshipping, and Brahmanic priest, it is nothing but in the temples priest. So, and the caste system, all these aspects he have rejected, and he advocated worship of one supreme god. So what, he have rejected all this, and he have started worshipping only one supreme god through the simple rituals and with the Vedic mantras. So he have started worshipping only one god through the simple rules, simple rituals and with the Vedic mantras. He also rejected all the other religions, like false religions, and wanted Hindus who have converted to the other religions to return to Hinduism based on the Vedas. So the Swami Dayananda Saraswati, he also rejected the religions, the false religions which are making by the people. So these false religions, and he wanted the Hindus, that some people have who are converted to the other religions to return to the Hinduism based on these Vedas. So he have set up the Arya Samaj in the year of 1875 to preach his ideas, to spread his ideas, and to spread his ideas he also wrote a book. What is that book? Satyartha Prakash. This is the book name he have written. In this book he have spreaded all his ideas. It was printed in large number of books and read widely by the educated classes. So after his death, he have died in the year of 1883. So after his death, his followers will be there, no? So they have his followers in Punjab, they have started the Dayanand Anglo Vedic School to educate the children in the modern subjects, and at the same time they have keep them in touch with their religion and culture. So there is a Swami Dayananda Saraswati, he have died in the 1883, in the year of 1883. So after that what happened? His followers will be there, no? On his name, what they have done in Punjab, they have started the school. What is the school name here? The Dayanand Anglo Vedic, DAV. So this is the school they have started. So what is this school? So it is to educate the children, students in modern different subjects, and at the same time with the education they also keep touch, continue with the religion culture. So some years later what happened? There were differences with the Arya Samaj movement. So in previous also we have discussed, no, in the Brahma Samaj there were differences, so that they were broke up into the smaller organization after fighting with each other. So in the same way, in here also there are some differences with the Arya Samaj movement. So some people felt that they should only focus on teaching on Vedic religion but not on the modern subjects, and the counter the influence of the other religion. So that they have set up the Gurukul Kangri University in Haridwar. So when they got differences in the Arya Samaj, what they have done, some people they have felt that they should give the education, they should teach only on the Vedic religions but not on the modern subjects, so that they have influenced the other religions. So they, after that they have set up the Gurukul Kangri University in the Haridwar. Reform and education among the Muslims. So, just as the reformist Hindu had to struggle against the orthodox practices, so two reformist Muslims had to struggle against their orthodox religious practices. So, like previously we have discussed, no, that Hindus are struggling against the orthodox practices. In the same way, here the reformist Muslims are also in the same way, they are struggling against their orthodox religious practices. So the suppression of the revolt of 1857, it has created a lot of bitterness between the Muslims and the British. So in the year 1857, there is a revolt. So in that revolt, that revolt, that fight, it has created a lot of bitterness between the Muslim people and the Britishers. So the most Maulvis who are there, the Maulvis will stay in the masjids, right? So the Maulvis, it means they are the head. So they were opposite to the English education, as they felt that the teachings of modern science and philosophy were contrary to Islamic tenets. So they have opposed to the English education, and they felt that the teaching of the modern science and philosophy, it is very contrary to their Islamic tenets. So however, many of the Muslims like Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, his period is 1817 to 1898. So this Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, he was convinced that the bitterness between the Muslims and the British must end now. They believed that in order to progress this, the Muslims should participate in government and they have to get larger share in the government jobs. So what the Sir Syed Ahmad Khan said, that now the bitterness between the Britishers and the Muslims, it have to end. So to end that, what these Muslims have to do? They have to participate in all the government activities and they have to get share in the government jobs. This was so, like this process, this was possible only through the modern education. So the Sir Syed tried to modernize the Muslims. He started educated them. He tried to modernize the Muslim community and he propagated his ideas through his writings in a general. So what he have done, the Sir Syed Ahmad, he had tried to modernize the Muslim community and he have given all the ideas through the, he have written all the writings in the general. So the Sir Syed, he have started the Aligarh movement for the spread of modern education for the Muslims and also social reforms among the Muslim people. So he was in the favor of women's education, and so according to this movement, he have spreaded the modern education and all the social reforms among the Muslims. And he was in the favor of whom? The Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, he was in the favor of women's education and he have abolition of the purdah. And he wanted to interrupt the Islam and bridge the gap between the religion. So he have interrupted the Islam and he have done the gap between the religion and the modern science and philosophy. So in the year of 1864, the Sir Syed Ahmad, he have done, he have promoted a scientific society and which translated the many scientific works into the Urdu, and after translating, he have published them. So his greatest achievement was the establishment of the Mohammedan Anglo-Oriental. It is nothing but the MAO. So it is a college at the Aligarh in the year of 1875. In short, to teach the English and science, but in an Islamic atmosphere. Of course, it was the time this became the most important educational institutions for the Indian Muslims. So it was established by the Sir Syed Ahmad Khan. Later, it was developed into the Muslim University. So if we notice both these institutions, the DAV and MAO institutions, it is the institutions which are teaching their own religions, the respective religions, and they have started updating their respective communities in the knowledge which are suitable to their changed needs. So in this way, the Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, he have established a special educational institutions for their own religion. So the remaining